The Nunhead Cemetery of 1840 has over 250,000 people resting in peace there. It's got a mysterious kind of atmosphere and is very overgrown, but is an attractive wilderness. After failed management and some ownership changes, the whole of it was simply abandoned and left to rack and ruin. There were 2 chapels in the cemetery. World War all but wiped one of them out totally, and it was then put out of its misery. This surviving Anglican one suffered serious abuse from a 1976 arson attack which hollowed out its inside and completely incinerated its roof. The state of the ruin today makes it conducive to music or theatrical performance.
That's what makes it.
There's enough detailed information to assume that a nunnery existed here before falling fate to the suppression of the monasteries. Obviously, I'm referring to the pub, of course. It's been there in some form since 1745, and it is believed the district name took on the naming convention of the original inn when it was first constructed in the form of the Nun's Head. It gradually advanced itself into the Nunhead Tavern of 1934 before it closed for a spell and was rebuilt in a completely different mock Tudor style as the old Nun's Head in 2007.
Nunhead Lane is the high street in Nunhead. It's got lots of pretty shops, cafes and restaurants. The side streets in Nunhead are great too. There's lots of little details to enjoy as you go. From garden shops to almshouses, there's a lot to see in this neighborhood. Nunhead has fun pubs too, and a lot of them are steeped in history. The old Nun's Head is a favorite. Nunhead has great street art too. It's part of the Dulwich Outdoor Gallery, a collection of street art in South London with works based on paintings in the Dulwich Picture Gallery in nearby Dulwich.
Nunhead's a wonderful place already. A little village set up with a high street.
We opened our doors to the public on the 4th of December, so still pretty new, nearly 4 months in. Doing well. I think the regeneration is kind of a really nice little building block, particularly for like small little businesses for us to actually know that the council are kind of looking at it as an area that they want businesses to kind of thrive and actually kind of make it more appealing for people to actually want to put a business in Nunhead. And I think that it's kind of got a real good base of businesses in the area anyway. Even just like your core basics down to like the fishmongers, the greengrocers, the butchers, and then kind of those other businesses like ourselves, like Bamboonies, like the little deli. You know, the shoe menders, shear clerks, keeping people in Nunhead I think is obviously really important for us. Obviously as residents we want to kind of be able to use our own high street, which kind of makes it more appealing.
One of the most famous places in Peckham is the Bussey Building. It's accessed by a corridor coming off Rye Lane, and it opens up onto a complex of buildings and courtyards that are fun to explore. There's everything from cafes to restaurants to markets to rooftop bars here, and it's a really fun part of the neighborhood. It draws a lot of people from all over London who come to explore everything that's here during the week and on the weekends. The Bussey rooftop bar has one of the best views in the city, and it also has a cool rooftop cinema in the warmer months. Right next to the Bussey Building, Peckham Levels is another of the neighborhood's most famous places. It's home to the Peckhamplex, one of the great independent cinemas where you can still see a movie for £5, and it also has Frank's, a rooftop bar that's famous for its views and its great atmosphere. Back out on the streets, Peckham has great pubs. There's lots of good neighborhood pubs around, and there are fun ones on high streets and side streets. It's great to walk around and discover them. If you're into architecture, there are even old pubs that have been converted into houses. Peckham has gentrified a lot over the years, and there's no place that shows it off more than Bellenden Road. This street has a lot of hip coffee shops, cafes, restaurants, bookshops, and more. It's a fun place to come and explore and take in the scene. On weekends, antiques spill out into the sidewalks, and it's great to explore the street and see what's on. Peckham also has great restaurants, and you can find them all over the neighborhood. It's fun to take a wander and see what you find on high streets and side streets. There are lots of great cafes in Peckham too, from terraces with outdoor tables to cozy interiors with mismatched furniture. There's no shortage of places to love here. Whether you're looking for decadent hot chocolate or the best coffee in London, you can find it at Peckham's cafes. While Peckham's high streets are fun to explore, the side streets have a lot to see too. From colorful painted houses to beautiful doors and architectural details, they're fun to spend time exploring. Peckham has no shortage of green spaces, and Peckham Rye Park is one of the biggest and best known. The wide expanse of the common is a great place to sit, sunbathe, have a picnic, or play sports. There are fun artistic details, and there are even secret gardens, ponds, and lots of other things to find in the middle of the park. Back near Rye Lane, the railway arches near the station are home to some of Peckham's most creative shops, artists, and galleries. There's everything from bars to art studios to breweries here. As much as Peckham's big green spaces are nice, smaller areas like Warwick Gardens provide lots of pretty details to see and nice spaces to sit and relax. If street art is your thing, you'll find a lot to love in Peckham. There's street art dotted all throughout the neighborhood. Peckham's also part of the Dulwich Outdoor Gallery, where street artists have painted their renditions of works from the nearby Dulwich Picture Gallery. And if you're a fan of the TV show Only Fools and Horses, you can see the famous car in Peckham as well.